Well, hi, my name is Matt. We just, as a church, want to be able to introduce ourselves, and if you're watching this, my assumption is that you got it from attending one of our services or you're viewing it on our website. I came to Boise Valley Christian Communion in probably December of 2003, and I was a real skeptic. Really, I thought that I could find what I really wanted in the world, and I looked in a whole lot of different kinds of places, but the last place that I thought I would find happiness or meaning or purpose in my life and love and joy would be the church. I was looking for hypocritical people, and I was looking for people to judge me, I think to give me an excuse to run away. And I didn't find that. And I came to the church in a pretty tough place, and I made a whole lot of really poor choices and never thought that I could experience any hope or wholeness. And that's exactly what I found. The best way I can really define it is the Bible in Acts 2 really gives a clear picture of what the early church looked like. It was a community of people who came together who were willing to do just about anything to make sure that each other's needs were met, that they were loved, and that they understood the love of Jesus, and that everybody else in the community got a sense and a feeling for what that love was like, and they knew that something was different because of the way these people loved and cared for each other. And in all honesty, that's what I experienced.
Since I was little, I've grown up at BVCC, and it's been a great place that's created a great foundation for my life, and he has just such great heart for missions. I've been able to go to Mexico when I was 12 with my dad on a missions trip, and ever since then I've just known that I've been called overseas, and I know that BVCC will always be there as a great place to come back to and to call home.
I've been actively involved with the youth group ever since I've been saved, and one of the great things about our youth group is that the youth leaders are relatively young and can relate with us and are obviously led by God and are very interested and involved in our lives and try to do what's best for us and help us grow through that.
When I went to college, I was searching for something with an emptiness in my heart. That was at age 18, and it was nearly 10 years later when I finally found out what it was I was looking for, and it was a relationship with Christ. The rest is history. Wound up as pastor of a church. My life didn't necessarily get easier, but what had happened is I was able to cope with things in a way that I was able through them with a great deal of peace. That brings me to today, where we are as a church today. As a church today, we're an outward-focused church. We're a church that takes care of people and builds them up and equips them within the walls of the church, encouraging them to go to the outside of the church. After all, our faith contained really is an empty faith.
Love the way, if you're a brand new Christian and you've never really been involved in a church before, that at Christian Communion, we'll make room for you. And we'll make room for you to try something new that you haven't ever tried before. If you have a passion, we encourage you to pursue it.
This is a church body that is willing to take chances with people. They accept ideas that are outside the box, and people come with different ideas for ministry, and people have different passions. And the leadership just seems to be always open to, well, let's give that a try. We haven't given that a thought before, but let's give that a go. And we see so many ministries from the church, creative things come up in the arts and outreaches and ministries overseas. Someone has a passion for a certain ministry in a certain country, and they're just affirmed at every point.
However cliche it is, when I walked into the church, people were singing, and it was it was a breath of fresh air. And whatever the encounters I had, whatever the worship was or the preaching, I don't remember, but it felt so sincere.
So I came to this church back in 2003 when I was a senior in high school, and right away it felt like home. They allowed me to plug into the youth group, and I became a junior high youth leader. And shortly after, I learned how to play the bass guitar and then the drums for the worship team. I also met my wife here. That's pretty cool. They also sent me around the world a couple times to different countries for missions trips, and it's just every desire that God has put in my heart, this church has allowed me to pursue, and that means a lot to me personally. So I guess what I'm saying is I just welcome you to come to our church and experience life here with us, and whether it's Sunday mornings or one of the growth groups that we have throughout the week, we just want you to be a part of our family. So welcome to BVCC, and I hope you enjoy your experience.